and snappy. Going to try to stream to a couple of forum, or actually Facebook group pages here, and let's set up here. So the basic idea. Go on to. So now I got to go on to Facebook, and I believe I'll have to take the live stream and share that. Now how come I've seen other people do this? Where can you only share it after it's done? I think that's... Wait. Okay, there we go. That's what I was looking for. I guess you can only share it after it's completed, right? Oh, no, there's the share button. Share to group. Okay, so then go to Airbrush Club. I'm just going to press post. I don't know if this is how you do it. Okay, share to a group, and I just did Airbrush Club. We're gonna do I believe Air Skills Nations is good. Post that there, and then one more. I'm just gonna try to go with 3 and just get used to the process of doing this. Okay, one more thing here and I'll get started. So if anybody knows if there's an easier way to do this ahead of time to get yourself set up and just be able to post to multiple pages at once in multiple groups. I'm still trying to get the hang of this, folks, here. But I think I've made a lot of progress, so let's do... How come I don't see all the titles here that I normally see? Okay, Airbrush for Life sounds good. Where's the other... See, in all honesty, I have a lot of old Facebook groups here in my profile, and I don't know. I haven't been to them in a bit, but I see a lot of stuff popping up. Yo, what up, Todd Bemis? What's good, man? How are you today? Yeah, so I made some changes here, and I made some changes to OBS, and I changed like the hue saturation. I like the colors that I'm seeing here. They seem a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more, maybe a little too saturated. We'll figure this out. But the whole point of everything, where can I put this now? I'll have to put this over here. So I just had a couple of things set up. Been doing some airbrush camp items. And just wanted to kind of go into how I produce stuff like this. So there's a couple of the chairs right there. These have already been... I've already put some paint on these. These camp chairs, basically what they are is, you know, it's like a little... I forgot what the material is, but you know, it's like a soft collapsible chair. kids can, you know, people can take this to picnicking or whatever, you know, and they sit on this instead of sitting on the grass or sitting in the beach. And a lot of them, they like, you know, I work with some of the kids' clothing stores, and they send out the camp items, and they take orders, and you know, I'll produce the airbrush art for them. So these are the lock boxes. I'll show you that real quick. This design. This is the video game design for this season, and Among Us happens to be, I guess, the popular character, so we did a little Among Us creativity there. And TikTok, of course, is probably going to be the female fan favorite. So we will hopefully be producing a couple of these. I made these kind of as straightforward and simple as I could. And primarily a lot of this artwork, so they generally start off and they are all silver, and it's a hard surface. It's metallic as well, and these are different from some of the other lock boxes that are out there. Sometimes they give me black ones, to whereas I would have to do a lot of white on here and kind of do the same design in a you know, maybe a longer process. But with these silver ones, I really like, because I can just add the paint color on top of it, and it almost looks, you can kind of see the paint, since it's transparent. You can see the metallic finish through the paint. And you know, these were prepped, so primarily I have like a bunch of stencils that I will use, and these were the ones that were, you know, I prepped. These have been like standard ones that I've cut out myself with my plotter. And this one is a Pellon. This one right here is a Pellon. I hope I'm actually not paying attention to. I gotta pay attention to see where I'm looking at on the camera here. This is the Pellon Flame Stencil. I'm gonna say thanks, Mike. I think I stole this one from you. I didn't steal it particularly. I airbrushed when I saw your stencil. I copied it. I just sprayed it onto another piece of blank Pellon, and I cut it later. And you see, I have a bunch of other designs here. We had to cut out the TikTok. Cut out the TikTok. These chairs right here, I wanted to do something straightforward and simple. So we're just doing a little quick basketball basic design theme, and I'm trying to prevent people from, you know, purchasing the logo. I don't want to, you know, copyright infringement. Hey, you know, you gotta worry about it sometimes. Up here I'm gonna write baller. These are generic chairs. These are going to be in the store and kind of showing off the designs, so people get an impression and buy. All right. So here we go. These are the TikTok boxes. I gotta remember that I gotta keep this very level. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the. Yo, what up, Todd? Let's see. Thanks for liking my stuff on TikTok. Oh, no doubt, man. I need to add more stuff. Yeah, TikTok is a weird platform. I realize, like, if you're not adding stuff on there on the regular, your posts, they don't get any kind of coverage, because there's got to be so many, you know, TikTok videos that are produced like every minute, every second of the day. So, you know, you're just going down to the bottom of the list on TikTok. But I have one in the queue that I have to finish up currently right now, and I have you know, I would like to sit down and create some TikTok videos from the stuff that I already have. But, you know, sometimes you just got to produce the work, get it done. All right, so these TikTok chairs are all complete. Okay. Down for a second. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some line work on the ones that are not, that have been prepped already, and kind of show the process of how I would work on these. So these are the Among Us chairs. Set this back up. So you can see they're all kind of in different stages here. And what I have a tendency to do is I will, I'll set stuff up and, prep them a little bit at a time. These chairs, it's like a nylon texture, nylon fabric. And underneath there is kind of like a foam board, like a dense foam. And I believe what happens is a lot of this stuff is very porous. And the first amount of paint that you will spray on here tends to just soak right into it. And you have to kind of be, judicious with your spray and understand that, a lighter spray will go a lot further than just kind of pounding the paint into it. Only in certain circumstances. So the first thing that you want to do is kind of really just lightly spray opaque white in the area that you're going to create a graphic. And you want to, I generally will do like a nice circle, and I'll keep a lot of my design work to that kind of format, because when I use different colors, I can end up creating more of a border, around the object, and it becomes a lot easier once you lay down paint to add more paint to the actual piece there. So when you have certain areas that kind of feel like a mistake or whatever, you could always go over it with white and then put the color back into it. So as you can see, this area up here, I've used a lot of the white, and I laid out, the word imposter, and the do I have? It's funny. I just wanted to be certain I checked the microphone because that's something that I forget to do. The weather in NY, it's a little rainy. It's not that bad, in all honesty. It was drizzly this morning. It's damp, but it's not very cold, and I'm actually enjoying. I'm hoping that the good weather is right around the corner, because I feel a lot better. I'm able to airbrush in here without several layers and bundling up and going crazy. The last couple of weeks I've been going crazy, Todd, where this cold weather, I feel it in my bones, I feel it in my muscles. I guess it's getting older. You feel it a lot more. Yeah, I don't know, the Among Us guy, I'm just using this color set, and what I tend to do is I rather, with these designs, I'd rather just have a basic design and then in a certain color format, to whereas people can change it if they want, but if they don't ask, they're gonna just get this. That's it. Especially with I'd rather have somebody request it and just, that way I know for sure most orders are going to be this way, and if you make a special request, it's going to be that way. But usually what will happen is this word imposter will be changed for the kid's name. They'll ask me, hey, can you just write imposter somewhere? So I'm sure I'll end up writing it above the guy's head or something like that. and I'll do that in white, so that way it's opaque white and opaque black. They work really well on these porous surface, in a sense that I can, once there's some paint layered down on here, it kind of fills in the spaces to where more paint can kind of like, you know, just be applied to the surface. It's not being soaked in anymore. It's actually being applied to the surface above all the other layers of paint. So yeah, here's a stencil for this guy. Made a quick stencil, and he's just basically all outlines. He's going to get some highlights and a little bit of shading. So let's do that really quick. I'm at a deficit too, because I've been meaning to clean brushes, but I wanted to start producing content that people are going to possibly be interested in need. You're in San... Oh wow, I didn't know you were all the way out that way, out west. What kind of weather you got over there in San Diego, Todd? Oh, that's mellow, man. I'd enjoy that. It's pretty good. What is it, about in the 50s, maybe low 40, high 40s here, and the heat that I'm getting from my space heater is just, I feel cozy today. I only have 2 layers on, but hey, you know, it's better than 3 or 4. So I've been trying to keep up with a lot of other people's content, especially Airbrush as well. I tend to jump back and forth between digital and Airbrush content on YouTube, and I'm starting to watch other people's streams and try to figure out the things that I want to do on my stream. I don't want to carbon copy or mimic what everybody else is doing. You know, you end up hopefully have something different that people want to see. So I realized that I have to you know, place myself in these groups, and hope that I make some new friends out there, and they will come and you know, share my experience, maybe you know, feed me some tips, and hopefully I can share some of my knowledge as well. So with this, sometimes I will go with the white outline first, sometimes I'll do the black. This time, you know what, let's go with the black first. I want to contaminate the white. So I am airbrushing at a surprisingly high PSI. I airbrush at 80 to like 60 to 80, really at a high 80 most of the time. And I'm not sure it's a complete 80 because the compressor is far away, and there's I'd have to say at least 10 feet of hose that we're pushing the air through the line. So I don't know if that makes a difference with the PSI, but this is what I'm comfortable with. And as I was saying, I'm going to try to do more. You got a new mini iPad. That's dope. And an Apple Pencil. Oh, that's great, Todd. You're going to really love Procreate. And, you know, if you have any questions, let me know. That's one of my, you know, I do that a lot. I have to do some Procreate every day. I've been trying to, you know, get in a little bit of reading as well as, you know, make an attempt to, you know, do some digital art. And my next point of focus is to really re-educate myself on, you know, figure drawing and just more academic studies, and getting you know, familiar with some of the techniques that I'm just, you know, naive about, or I never really was aware of. I didn't have a, I would say I had a formal education, but it was just the basic college. It wasn't like an atelier kind of approach to art. And I see their benefits. If I was aware of specialized schooling, I probably would have went, or I would have tried to have gone. Alright, so that's the basic shading I put on him, I think. I put it, yeah, I did put a little bit under the visor. And then we just wrap it up with the white highlight. So now you can kind of see that my white is extremely bright, and even the second pass is even more brilliant. And I think that is what really makes this artwork kind of stand out, is that high contrast and saturation of color. You know, these are kids, they really enjoy, you know, the bright colors and stuff. So then I think with this one I add some drips to it. Nothing crazy. Just quick, efficient, move on. So I don't know, let me see, is this better in the camera? I could probably do this one here. Yep. You're learning to do layers. Do you do any for night stuff still? I'm sorry, do you do any for night stuff still? I don't understand that question, Todd. You know what I want to do, Todd? I have, so brushes are, I would assume, you know, brushes are very important in Procreate. My advice to you with the brushes, try to get used to the ones that you have, but then try to find some specialized brushes. You know, there are tons of artists that are giving away free sample sets and different, you know, brushes that you can get online. You just have to look for them. And, you know, I built up quite an amount of brushes, and right now one of the things that I was trying to do was trying to find a better way to organize them, and I just can't find it. Procreate, I don't know how you get in touch with people and let them know, but that's one of the things that they have to work on, is being able to you know, organize them, move them around, so that way you know, you can make smaller sets and then find the ones that you want. And then the other main tip is, what I would like to start doing is find a way to, when you do a piece of art and you use a particular brush, sometimes when you go back to it later on, you're like, which brush did I use? And there should be a solution to that. There should be a way to figure out how to brand that piece of artwork with those brushes and say, okay, next time I use it, you know, it could be like, hey, this brush is missing, you know, and let you know which brush. Just like when you are using fonts in Photoshop and it tells you something like the font is missing. But I don't think Procreate wants to get that crazy. I have tried, and I'm actually going to start trying this other program called Painter. I've tried Clip Studio. Is it Clip Studio? No, no. What is that other one called? What's the other one called? Oh, Sketchbook Pro. That's a pretty decent one, and I used to use a different one. It's not on this. It's not on this iPad. I think it was called Artflow or Aquaflow, Artflow. All right. Regardless, that's how you do one of these bad boys. Let's bring this down, and I'll show you how I do the lettering. Getting warm in here. Okay. Okay. All right. So, as I mentioned before, like when you are trying to work on this surface, it kind of looks like the paint is real easy and going, you know, is being applied very easy right now. But when you first start off, it's just horrendous. You can't get colors to look bright. You know, it takes several passes, and in fact, you know, I would still have to place another, you know, green pass on this. In fact, what I may end up doing, so I can even out the color, is add another layer of this white. And now when the green goes on top of that, it kind of fills in and makes the and makes the whole letter look completely saturated, or you know, the same value of green. Otherwise it looks a little spotty. So now on camera I'm going to use the heat gun, even though it's a little loud. If you don't have one of these, you need to go out and get one. The basic heat gun, these are the ones from Harbor Freight. If you don't have a Harbor Freight, go check your Home Depot. But this is like, you know, as useful as an eraser is to a pencil. The heat gun is extremely valuable to the airbrush process. If you're not using a heat gun, then I don't know what you're doing. So a lot of times, even sometimes I will spray with the heat gun at the same time, because that also gives a different effect with the paint. It kind of helps the paint kind of dry and adhere at the same time. It also will improve, like I said, the consistency of the color, the value of the paint. You know, sometimes when you spray it, it can look very uneven, and you just have to keep applying it. So it looks pretty dry. To make sure that your paint is dry, you just kind of look on the side. I tend to look from the side, and I can see if it's either wet or if it's dry. If it's wet, it'll look a little glossy. If it's dry, it'll look matte. Okay, we need black here. Now we're going to do the lettering. And I think what I'll do is I'll close it out with one of the boxes. And I have to just get back into the swing of things so I can move on to the next project. I'm looking for, there we go. Okay. So what's happening here? What's going on here? So Todd, have you figured out the iPad thing there? Man, iPad is so weird, I tell you. Like, sometimes I just can't figure out where to press. So what were you saying? Do you do any night stuff? Oh, Fortnite stuff. I was asking Fortnite stuff. Yeah, you know, Todd, I had been doing Fortnite stuff in this, in the camp stuff, like maybe 2-3 years ago. We didn't do it last year, and I did it for maybe 2 or 3 years. I was doing Fortnite stuff, and they said that it's kind of dead. I think it's still popping. I don't know. I'm not too big on the games lately, so when I play video games, actually I go back to the old games that I haven't played in a while, and that kind of satisfies me lately because I don't really play for that long. But I was interested at one time in trying to play Fortnite, and I was like, nah, this might get into a habit. I may like it. So my lettering style has changed significantly since I started watching other artists. I'm not going to say it's good or bad, it's a change of pace and doing work to find a new style, find a new approach. And even though, even though I'm not personable with any of these guys, I'd like to shout out Dale the Airbrush and Mike Brush, because I've been watching their channels, and they have some really good content. They've made some very good strides in bringing Airbrush to YouTube and to the general public out there. And always feel like I've kind of not ignored, but I just really didn't put as much effort as I should to post to these groups and these forums. So now I want to make a concerted effort to share my experience, and even though the work is may not be what people are looking for specifically, at least I'm going to try to provide a lot of different art when I do streaming. So I haven't figured out the complete direction as far as I want to start doing more digital stuff. I see the market for selling, creating a passive income with it is very big. All right, so there's the word imposter. Now we will do a nice halo around the letters. A lot of times I'll just let this dry, but I think we'll hit it off with the heat gun. In fact, I can do that at the same time. Okay. So right now my brushes are in severe need of cleaning and processing, and I'm kind of down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brushes right now. A lot of them are screaming to be taken care of. I just haven't gotten around to it. Okay, so we're going to get in there with the white. And that's imposter. Imposter. Okay, we did put some highlights on the letters. And pow. Okay, so instead of finishing that one, I'll do that off camera. So that's what I have to do with all the other pieces. There's about 11 more of these chairs to get done, and all of the rest of these lock boxes. So what I'm going to do is I will put a lock box up here, because I think this canvas is closer. I think that's good. So we've got with lock boxes, the airbrush area, usually we have the back, the front, the two sides, and the top. And with this box, I'm going to make it so that they can change either the word imposter or the word among us, or they can put a word up here. And then the sides, I'm just going to put the little Among Us guys, the imposters, and the word imposter up top. So let's airbrush one of the sides here. And this one I do complete freehand, I believe. Let's see, easy to do his shield, or his visor rather. Goofy little backpack. Oh, thank God for these little goofy guys. Very, very easy to produce. Okay. Goofy airbrush stars there, and ba-down. So in airbrushing these things, this is a harder surface. It's non-porous, and I would say when you're airbrushing the harder surface, it's a very similar technique of building up the paint. And what I'll do is I will build up with the, build up like a white opaque sometimes, so that way the color kind of stands out from the metallic background. Most of the times, like I said, if this is a black lockbox, I would have to do this all in white to add color to it, because my colors are transparent and only white and black are actually opaque. They're the only two colors that will overpower all the rest of the colors. So we'll do that. Like I said, this quick little design. And then on the top, I would write imposter. So a lot of times I'll have to kind of angle the boxes accordingly. And really quick, is this still playing? I don't even know if I'm playing. Seems like stream is going well. Yep, I think it's going all right. Let's see. You just got to keep working at your lettering style, Todd. Lettering takes time, man. It's just, it's. So I was trying to figure this out myself when it comes down to translating my airbrush skills into digital paint. And my initial focus and problems have been with adjustments with the brush, the feel of the brush. I know how to do the artwork, but I don't know how to, manage it with that particular brush. So once you get the feel, and just a lot more, just keep doing more lettering, just over and over and over, repetition, you will get the feel of it. There's certain, I guess, little tips and things that you may not be aware of, but I'm sure with a lot of studying, you'll hear the advice that you need. My lettering style, I try to do a little bit of graffiti, a little bit of legible. I call it legible graffiti. I want my lettering to be implicitly, unmistakably, this is what it is, Hope I don't go over here with the letters. I'm gonna make it small. That S, ooh, that S got really kooky. So, here's a good tip for you. Whenever I do my letters, a lot of times what I've noticed is my vowels are smaller than my consonants. It helps me save space sometimes. Because some letters look better when they take up more space. Like this I is taking up much more space than it has to. Being that it's the first letter, I'm trying to put a little emphasis on it, and then the M, it's being the layout had to be maneuvered because of this handle thing was there in the way, and I got the POS in there. And the S got a little funny because of the other side of the handle. But I got the TER in there fine, but I squeezed the E, and I made it small, and I squeezed the O. So a lot of times that's a good way of handling, stuff like that. And then, also keep in mind that, in your head, you're going to have to keep that center line there at all times. And you say to yourself, how many letters can I put on one side? How many can I put on the other? So I was able to put, I and P, and the O is right there in the middle, but STR, 4 letters on the opposite side. I was able to, stretch and fit them in there. But that's how I tend to think of laying out my lettering. Always have the imaginary, midway mark, halfway line. Figure out how many letters need to be on one side and how many need to be on the other, and try your best to fit them in there. All right, so I think, what else did we do that? Oh, we will outline this and then put 2 stars up here. So let me do that quick outline. Oh, so another thing while I was doing this, I started to think about is, you know, where with the harder surfaces, you have to kind of be further away from the, you know, from the actual surface when you're airbrushing, so that way it's not too sharp and it doesn't spider off, because your speed is going to determine if it's going to spider or not. If you go pretty quick with a line, you know, around something and you're close, then you're not going to get spider. You know, but if you're further away and you you know, you spray it, it's going to be more of a haze, but you won't get spider either. But you have to be, you have to know the right area where you need to be to get the desired result. Oops. And then also not poke the needle into the freaking object. All right, and that's a wrap on that one. I think maybe I put some highlight dots. Yep, little highlight dots on the word. All right, so that's I'm gonna just wrap this. Stream up really quick because I just wanted to kind of focus in on showing some of these projects, these orders that I will have, and I don't know how I'm going to broadcast those, but because it's so hard to airbrush one from complete start to finish, and you kind of for you to get the whole gist of it, there's so much drying and heat, you know, heat gunning and painting, you know, in between. There's a lot of build up. So I don't know if it's something that people want to see, but if you do, let me know and I will just do one from start to finish and show you that method. But I hope that was enjoyable, and thanks a lot, Todd. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'd have to do this guy on this side, and then I would clean up the Among Us. I would spray in more white, outline that with a black, and then I added I decided to just take some of the colors that I saw of the characters and just use that in the design. And that's how it would look at the end of it. I was curious myself. It's funny because I thought I used the same blue, but apparently I didn't. I didn't know I had a darker blue than that. I thought I was using the darker blue. It's weird. That blue is supposed to be that blue. I don't know what happened. Maybe I put black down first and then I put the blue. I don't remember. And then I just did the, you know, the common use of your paper, not paper clip, clothespin, and made the stencil, stipple of the airbrush. Kind of messy for stars. You know, I made that for stars. And we got to find a better way of doing those stars so it's not as messy. Maybe I will use an actual star template. Oh, these are fireworks. All right, so before I go, I don't know who's watching. I give a nice shout out to Todd. Thank you. Seems like, you know, you're out there all the time. I like that, man. I see you in other people's channels there. I'll say what's up next time I see you. Let me see if I can get in the range of the camera here for the okay, getting in the range of the camera for the so long. So let me turn the camera around for a second. Keep looking at it. So there's some digital stuff that I was doing right there. That's I don't know if you can kind of see that, but I'll get it's a scene from Game of Thrones, my favorite programs of all time, even though they fucked up, you know, the last you know, the season 6, 7, and 8. I wouldn't say 6 wasn't so bad. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more. My digital studies, I've kind of said that, you know, what I want to do is kind of airbrush stuff. I mean, not airbrush, paint stuff that I enjoy. So I've been going back to Game of Thrones and you know, producing content with that because I'm excited. You know, they're gonna be, I guess, producing, you know, the new series soon, and I'm gonna start doing more artwork with that. And what else was I going to say? So yeah, he said I'm in Dale and Mike's a lot. Yeah, those are two good guys, man. I give them props for producing a community, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is I need to, you know, rely on the community for, you know, just understanding that there are people out there that have this a similar struggle. Hey, what's up, David Wright? Thank you for stopping in. Yo, Mikey, I didn't even see you there. How's it going today, bro? I hope you're out there painting and creating. Hope you're doing your thing. Mikey B is, you know, Mikey B, please check out his stuff if you can. Mike is an extremely accomplished airbrush and 3D artist. Just an all-around jack of all trades in art. And he is one of my mentors and good friends. Very good friends. Yes, use a toothbrush, Todd. Yeah, that I don't have any toothbrushes around, but I remember that technique. And sometimes that can be a little bit that's messy too. So I want to find, for the stippling, I want to find a better way of doing that. Maybe I'll just poke some holes in a stencil and make it very, you know, straightforward. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna end up just hot, you know, maybe hot, I'll get the hot, what do they call those, the hot iron, and just poke holes into a piece of you know, the plastic or whatever it's called, the acetate. But David Wright, I should be doing some airbrushing today and trying to finish up the demo I am working on, but I am just been lazy today. Yeah, you know, David, I tell you, man, it kind of, it's funny how I like streaming because it will get you motivated to, you know, consistently produce. Like, I'm not distracted when I'm on camera. I tend to, you know, try to focus in on getting the idea out, and I'm starting to realize that, you know, before the stream, you just have to kind of get your ideas together and put, you know, move things around so that way, even though it doesn't, you know, it may not be the normal way if you're working, it looks better on camera. I'm also, you know, I've tried using some second cameras and stuff like that, but it gets complicated, and you know, I'm gonna try to figure out a way of, you know, basically setting up a larger, I mean a wider view camera and one that's close up, and we'll figure out how to do that, and then maybe we'll be able to switch back and forth. But like I said, when you start to start planning these things out, and then you start to produce, it becomes a lot easier. And so now that this, you know, my stream is done, I'm actually ready to, you know, continue painting. I've been painting since probably 7 a.m. this morning, but you know, I always have it in my head that I'd like to put this on camera and you know, produce you know, some content, and, you know, just share it with the world. This is what I'm doing, and you know, maybe it will help, maybe it won't, but you know, it does feel good to be able to share what you're doing, and hopefully get some feedback from that, and thank you for chiming in. I appreciate that, David. The camera that I'm using right now, I'm currently using, it's an older Logitech C920, and I purchased it probably in 2017, probably early 2017, and I had another Logitech, but it's an old 720 sized cam, and it doesn't really work for some reason. I cannot get two web cameras to work at the same time, but I was able to get figure out a way how to use my cell phone as a webcam. If anybody would like to know how to do that, just maybe email me. And I'm still trying to figure out some ways of how to broadcast the iPad better from broadcast from the iPad. I found one way, but I don't like the quality of it. So if anybody knows or finds a way of doing that, that would be a great help. But yeah, I've heard that even if you get a 4K camera, David, the 4K resolution is not going to broadcast, really well because of the FPS, I guess. I think it's still going to downgrade the quality when you stream, but you may get a better quality of camera. I was saying earlier to Todd, I made a change with on OBS, and I added a filter to really enhance the color, because I started to look at some of my videos and I noticed that they looked a little drab, the coloring, when it came to looking at them on YouTube and other channels and stuff. So I used this is like maybe a color correction filter, and just add a little bit more saturation, and it seems good, but I'm gonna look at it again, and hopefully it's not too vibrant, like it may be a little too much. So like I said, I have a ton of these orders to finish up. The hard part is kind of over, and the easy smooth part is just put one in front of me, do the outline, do the highlights, move on. And then I end up having to, at the end, you have to use a you have to use a clear coat on top of them, and that will protect the paint. I'll take them all outside and spray them down with the what is it called, 2X cover, the Rust-Oleum. That's my favorite brand, the Rust-Oleum 2X. I don't know what's up with that, but they made a really good product with that. I haven't used anything else besides that in several years. So yeah, big shout out to 2X, Rust-Oleum 2X. I use you guys on a lot of stuff. I forgot to mention that sometimes preparing the white on the chairs, I will spritz on a base of the Rust-Oleum white just to soak into the fabric, soak in and kind of give the next layer of paint something to lock onto, and it really helps with not having to drown it with paint. Okay, so like I said, tons of chairs to do. I'm always like, when I'm in the shop, like one of my favorite ways of killing boredom is I will sit down and I'll start to sketch something, and then I'll stop. But I got to get better at, like I said, making the day, I guess, setting things at a certain time, so that way I can either stream them or be like, very consistent with broadcasting, and doing my best here, trying to work it out. All right, so like I said, thanks for joining me. I was streaming today on Periscope, I think, as well. I added Periscope to the restream, and I don't know how that went. I don't have that in view, but anybody watching from Restream, what's up? Pardon me, from Periscope, what's good? And look to join me for the next one. I'm gonna finish up this piece right here. It's a lot more color on it now, and I finally figured out the where I was going with it. Everything's locked down. Just have to finish some more of the details. So Dana, thanks for your patience on that, but I apologize, but there was a lot of other things that, airbrushing, you end up, like, some things you end up not being able to manage all at one time. You just end up having to kind of work on it, move over to the next thing. get that taken care of if it's quick, you know, stuff like that. Move back onto it. I want to start doing some live feeds too. Yeah, David, you should definitely try that out. What I did when I first started off, I would stream only, or I was only aware that you could stream to one platform at once. So I was just going straight from OBS into Twitch, and I really didn't build up a huge following on Twitch, but it helped me build up that confidence that, you know, I was on camera, and, you know, maybe one or two people are watching, and you know, it really didn't feel like you know, whatever. But now, like I said, I think I'm a little bit more comfortable, and I just have to do it more often to you know, produce that that following that I'd like to see. So thanks for joining me, David. Thanks for joining me, Todd, Mike, anybody else that stopped by the stream. I appreciate that. People that may view the broadcast, you know, the rebroadcast or whatever on YouTube, thanks for stopping in. Please subscribe, and you know, look out for some more content. You know, hit that bell so that way you can get notifications when you you know, when I'm going to be producing, you know, a new video. I'm going to look into setting up, I guess, stream reminders. I see that's big. And yeah, I also am trying to kind of produce or get onto these Discords. So I have a Discord. I don't know how to give you the link, or I don't know how you can find me yet, but I'll be setting that up or figuring that out as well. And I realized too, you can stream from Discord. So that's pretty cool. We'll try that soon as well. Oh, word. Nice, Todd. Thank you, Todd. Yo, yeah, man. Yeah, I had fun. This was good. So I have to, like I said, let me get back to producing some stuff here. I wanted to come back later on. I just got a pair of new sneakers, new kicks, and I was gonna open those up on camera. There was just some cheap Amazon running sneakers that I really liked, and I was trying to match a theme to. I'm gonna produce for myself. I'm finally producing a project for myself in mind. I had in mind since I've been you know, exercising. One of my favorite things here now is you know, sparring and boxing. So I bought a pair of gloves, and I have a nice weight belt. So I'm gonna make those all match, and my theme is gonna be DBZ Brawly from Dragon Ball. I'm gonna do that, and I have to fight for that time for my own stuff. It's not gonna happen right away. I gotta get rid of some of these projects, and hopefully you know, newer things won't get in the way, but it will. I could find you through Mike's, or yeah, Todd, look for Space Cadets. Space Cadets is my anonymous moniker, I guess. So that's what I came up with for my digital artwork, and look for it's Space CADEZ, Space Cadets. All right, and yeah, I need to figure out how to use the Discord a little bit better, and then also Reddit as well. I realized that I got to start posting some of my artwork to Reddit as well. So yeah. All right. Anything else I wanted to talk about? Oh, well, I guess I'll talk about it another time, but I was really proud of this shelf. I was actually really proud of this. I made a DIY shelf. Very simple, straightforward. We'll get that on camera before we go. I don't know if it's easy to see, but my filing unit shelves there was like this little gap in between the in between them that I used to stuff stuff in there, but I used a bicycle rack because it was nice and long, and it fit right in there, and it gave me a perfectly stable and very parallel support to the ground, and it's pretty sturdy. It can topple over, but it was pretty quick. Just a couple of little screws here, and the board kind of sits right on top of it. I had to add this little goofy thing right there, and I can take this off with just a quick movement, and then I also built a little bit of I built these little arms here to hold a backing arm, a backing rod, so that way if I do some t-shirt work and I have like several boards, I'm going to end up, they need something to rest upon. So that was something that I've always wanted to produce and build, and I did that specifically for these goofy lock boxes because I needed this space here. All right. So the airbrushes, they need to be done. We'll get to that. So this time I'm really gonna go. This time I'm definitely going. Okay. Guys, have a good night. Stay creating, and shout out to all the people that joined me today. Todd, superstar, brother. Keep it going, man. Like I said, enjoy the day, guys. Thank you.